Each Spider-Man's zodiac signs. When it comes to Spider-Man, everyone has their favorite variant. Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland all brought different kinds of life to their shared character. But maybe their recent team-up in Spider-Man No Way Home has you picking a new favorite. Have you ever wondered why you like one more than the other two? It could all be in the stars. Yes, we're talking about Spider-Man's astrology. Each unique character certainly left their zodiacal mark on Peter Parker. Thanks to Pop Tonic writer Renee Richardson, here are each Spider-Man's zodiac signs. Tobey Maguire, Cancer Sun. Cancer suns are kind, sensitive, and are in touch with their emotions. Since the sun is the outward expression of one's inner self, we thought this placement was more than fitting for Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man variant. He has this sort of innocence that only Cancers express outwardly. This innocence also creates a motherly-like quality that makes caring come easy. Even when he stands up to a bully, he is simply doing it out of the pureness of his heart. Maybe he did it to impress Mary Jane too, but that's even more telling of a Cancer sun. Taurus Moon. Do you remember the scene in the first film when Peter told Uncle Ben about the fight and ended up getting a lecture on responsibility? Instead of learning a lesson, he bulldozes into the wrestling match in a fury. This was our first clue that he has a Taurus moon. The moon rules all things emotional, and Tauruses are notorious for being stubborn. Because it's a fixed sign, once they decide they feel a certain way, there's no changing it. But it isn't always a bad thing. It makes Taurus moons very loyal. We see this when Peter tries to return to his normal life for Mary Jane, and then when he returns to his Spidey roots to protect her and the city. Aquarius rising. No matter how sweet and sensitive Tobey Maguire Spider-Man is, there's no denying he's kind of a weirdo. People often mistake rising signs as your mask to the world, but it's really the truest version of yourself. Deep down, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man is still that strange kid in glasses. We mean that in a nice way though. Andrew Garfield, Leo Sun. If it wasn't obvious, Andrew Garfield's version of Peter Parker is definitely a Leo Sun. He is arrogant, self-centered, and doesn't have any issues with being independent. But he also has all the great qualities of a Leo Sun too. First off, he is extremely loyal to the people in his life that he cares about. We all shed some tears when we saw him at Gwen Stacy's grave for months. Capricorn Moon. Capricorn moons get a bad rap for being emotionally cold, but in reality, they are really just practical. They don't let emotions get in the way of goals or problem solving because of their unshakable sense of duty. We see this a lot in Garfield's Spider-Man. He's the kind of guy that shows up, saves the day, then deals with all his emotions behind the scenes. There's no victory lap or celebration for this Peter Parker. Emotional thinking just isn't in the cards for him. Scorpio rising. This rising sign is known to be extremely passionate, self-reflective, mysterious, and a little spicy. His quick-witted comeback to the villains and deep love affair with Gwen Stacy are just a few examples of this energy. He's actually a huge softie on the inside, but that Scorpio rising puts up a good front. Tom Holland, Pisces Sun. This Spider-Man is imaginative, friendly, and just a little immature sometimes. That childlike nature and optimism can only come from a Jupiter-ruled Pisces Sun. This childlike attitude does make him a great mentee though. Pisces Suns are very flexible, impressionable people, so Tony Stark didn't have any trouble setting him up for future success. Sagittarius Moon. Tom Holland's Spider-Man is not the most practical of superheroes, but he always lets his passion drive him toward a solution. You can see the excitement on his face every time he solves a problem that even his mentors couldn't resolve. Plus, he is wicked funny. Only a Sagittarius moon could constantly make light of stressful situations, even if he is a little awkward about it sometimes. Virgo rising. At the end of the day, Tom Holland's Spider-Man is absolutely a Virgo rising. Virgo is ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication, and we see this at the center of his character development. He often gets into trouble by not communicating or communicating too much. But as he grows up, his communication only gets better. He is decisive, clear, and becomes the authority figure he always wanted to be. So, what do you think? Did any of our picks surprise you? We'll leave it to you to debate in the comments. For more entertainment content, make sure to subscribe to our channel and check out poptonic.com.